Not a YouTuber, just like making videos. Comfort is the enemy of progress. Now in this video here I'm going to talk about 1010, the Million Man March, and Farrakhan's speech and so forth. That happened on October 10th. Now here's a little bit of interesting information. 1010 is the code that means an officer is down. Police officers got codes like there's a 10-4, 10-20 or whatever. 10-10 means officer down. So I thought that was, is that a coincidence or not? But okay, let's get it going. Let's get it going. Farrakhan's speech. Now, Farrakhan is a immaculate orator. The dude knows how to give a speech. His words can stop you dead, dead in your tracks. I honestly feel that Farrakhan should be ranked up there with all the great speakers, along with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. I know, and that's the thing, but I definitely don't think white society is going to put Farrakhan, even just going by his orator skills. That's it. You don't even have to agree with his ideologies and so forth, but just by those speaking skills, yeah, he should be ranked up there with the best of the best. But the thing is, people are questioning, was this Million Man March, was it effective? Now let's give it time. It's only 4 days after it. I know black people are impatient. They want change. They want it right now. No, let's give it time. But for right now, it's not looking too good. Cause on the internet, even on these pro-black pages, they're talking more about Raven-Symoné's comments than Farrakhan's speech. That's all they're talking about. At least I'm part of about 6 freaking pro-black RBG groups, and that's all they're talking about. They got these funny minds of Raven-Symoné and comparing her to Foghorn Leghorn or whatever. But they're talking more about her. That's the thing. People get all riled up. I'm like, Raven-Symoné is an idiot. Just cancel her out. She's going to say stupid stuff. She's going to continue to say stupid things to garner attention, to get you people, high and bothered and talking about her. That's the thing. But his speech, it was a great one. It was probably his best. Excellent presentation, and we have to give the guy props for his ability, to move the crowd, to draw a crowd. Because and I was surprised that the turnout, surpassed the turnout in 1995. In 95, people were just questioning on, well, did 1 million people actually showed up, or was it 300,000? No, there's no doubt about it that 1 million people was here, even more than that. And that's the thing. And with the current events we got going on, with George Zimmerman, Tamir Rice or whatever. So there's no wonder why people came out in the droves to listen to Farrakhan speak. You had a whole lot of celebrities there and so forth. But was it in vain? What is it? Just church services laying out? And I'm not comparing Farrakhan to a pastor, but people going into church, listening to the holy gospel, listen to thou shalt not do this, thou shalt not do that, and then get in their cars and listen to Young Thug or whatever, that garbage rap music, and go home and just continue with the regular scheduled program. Comfort is the enemy of progress. And I do feel that black people here in 2015 here in America are too comfortable. We like convenience. Now that's different between black people of yesteryear. They weren't comfortable in their situation. They weren't comfortable in segregation. I know a lot of people feel that segregation was just was like the best thing, that we were better off in segregation. Well, then why were there so many black leaders complaining? You know, our segregation was just the white men ruling over us and telling us what we can do and can't do. And then you still got pro-black saying it was better for us then. And that's the thing. So that's why, you know what I'm saying, you had and I'm not saying that there ain't splinter cell groups out there. I'm not saying there aren't people with their boots on the ground. I know this. You know, they're out there, they're organizing, they're doing what they can. But will it be effective on a macrocosmic level if not more people participate? And I think about, you know what I'm saying, how comfortable we are now. How we slump back. And the thing is, even though we recognize that we are in a dismal position, not a good position, whatever, you know what I'm saying, trailing far behind, you know what I mean, it seems like black people have just adjusted to things and just accepted the way things are. We know it's not right. We know that we haven't reached our true potential, but it's like, what are you gonna do? So a lot of people looked at Farrakhan's speech as nothing more than therapy. You know how you go to a therapist and you go there and he's, you know, telling you stuff, explaining your problem, and nothing kind of changes. You just go there. You know, and that's how they think. They're just like, okay, you know what I mean, wisdom from a wise man. And somebody pointed it out that really nothing was accomplished in 1995. You know, we would say that the problems in the black community have gotten worse, and I truly agree with it. If anything, things have just stayed stagnant. But we gotta give it some time. Maybe things will change, you know what I'm saying, maybe not. But, you know, Farrakhan has, you know, he had a lot of key points. He addressed the Malcolm X assassination situation, you know, which he didn't have to do that. You know, I commend him for that. The fact that Elijah Muhammad had so many different children by these, you know, teenage girls at the time, and he brought, you know, Elijah Muhammad's children on stage. So a lot of things that has besmirched the name of the Nation of Islam, he addressed it. You know, he gave pretty decent answers. You know, some of it could have been hyperbolic, but you know, let's just take it for face value. Take it for face value. But will there be change? And I think about how we like things so convenient now that even the RBG movements, the pro-black, the Afrocentrics, how convenient it is to be pro-black on the internet and to make videos. You see, a lot of people have used the most convenient method, you know, to be pro-black. And this also goes for the bootlickers and the soft shoes, the one that just rag, scrutinize, and chastise black people. How convenient is it to make a YouTube video? How convenient is it to market yourself on the internet and whatever, and start your movement on social media and use clips? You see what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. I understand. It's a good tool. It's a good tool to get your information out there. But since the emergence of social media, of all these cyber platforms, has it really made a dent in the black community? You know, from what I've seen, all it does is just black people displaying a whole lot of foolishness, you know, so with the videos or whatnot. But let's give it time. If anything I take from it is to mend the relationship between the black man and the black woman. You know, when Farrakhan brought those women out there on the platform there, I almost had a tear in my eye, you know. So I want us to recognize the beauty of the black women, and the black woman can be beautiful without dressing up like a harlot, without dressing up like a thought and a Jezebel, to look at the black female as something more divine. You know what I mean? That was the best presentation of the speech. But you know what I mean? There's a lot of critics. The critics are at the gate, and somebody